Alright, real quick. I don't know why I set this for a upcoming live, but I guess it's meant to be that way. I guess it's meant to be that way. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start this reading about 2 minutes. Alright, so let's see what's going on in this energy. Alright, there's an Emperor here. Alright, balance, moderation, harmony, healing. This is giving. Somebody is want to come back and heal a situation. Alright, my name is Ari, the Healing Empress, aka the Fly Goddess. Alright, and real quick, let's see what's going on here. Alright, Temperance and Emperor. Somebody wants to balance out a situation. The truth requires action. Once you know, you must move accordingly. Alright, so this person is coming to balance something out when it comes to y'all connection, or yeah, well, this is definitely a connection. So somebody's coming to balance something out. I'm hearing rights, their wrongs type of energy. Alright, green flag. Alright, so whatever this person is coming in on, it is accurate. Alright, they are sharing their true feelings. Open door. This path is available to you. Alright, this path is available to you. I am live on TikTok and YouTube at this time. Alright, open door. There's a door that's getting ready to open. Alright, this path is available for you now, or to you now. Alright, so this person is coming towards you. Inner voice. Lure the outside noise so they can hear, so you can hear yourself clearly. Alright, and with this card, I'm feeling like this person has drowned out a lot of people. Alright, or this person has walked away from a lot of people and now they're seeing the truth. Alright, and the truth requires action. Once you know some shit, you have to move accordingly. Alright, if not, you're just being a dumbass. Alright, and nobody just wants to be a dumbass, I hope. Alright, so this person is trying to change something by coming towards you and bringing balance. Overthinking. Alright, this person could have been over analyzing this situation. This person could have wanted to be in a certain statue before they came towards you. Alright, which caused a delay on a decision. You do not have enough clarity yet. Alright, and the door was closed. Alright, but now the door is open. See? Delay on a decision. And because they delayed, the door was closed. Spirit ain't playing when it comes to you. Alright, so this person was overthinking. They're no longer overthinking. Alright, again, the door is open. This person is coming towards you. The mask. Something or someone is not showing their true face. Alright, so somebody's coming in and somebody's coming in and revealing their true thoughts, revealing their true selves. Alright, when this person wanted to come in, they could not, because there was some things that needed to be done in the background in order for this person to come towards you. Something feels off. Trust, discomfort before you can explain it. Alright, you felt something was a little off with this person. What's going on? You felt like something was a little off with this situation. Alright, you feel like something was a little off with this situation. Alright, you walked away. Red flags. You felt it. You felt that this person wasn't being truthful. Alright, so you walked away from this person, as you should have. Alright, stop seeking permission. You don't need approval to honor your feelings. Alright, and you don't. and you motherfucking left a situation and you honored your feelings, all right? This person understands why you left, all right? Because you're standing firm, all right? Stop bending to keep things comfortable for others, all right? You probably didn't want to abandon somebody, or you didn't want to feel like you didn't want this person to feel like you were abandoning them, because you know what it feels like to be abandoned. All right, but it had nothing to do with that. This person had lessons that they had to learn. All right, and the only way they was gonna learn them is by you, walking the fuck away. All right, or they were never gonna learn these lessons. All right, inner knowing, your spirit knows. All right, you've sensed this before the proof arrives. All right, so you listen to spirit. All right. When the spirit tell you to move, you fucking move. And that's what happened. Commit or release. This person could not commit to you, so you release this person. All right, lingering in limbo is no longer serving you. So anything that's not sure about you, you definitely know what needs to happen. Okay? Not going off of promises. Earn trust. This person now has to come back and earn your trust. All right, and if this person knows that and they're coming back to balance things out, then this person is coming back to fix something. All right, they're coming back in the correct energy. They know they can't come back in no bullshit, because you're gonna sense, you're gonna know shit. All right, peace is the sign. Clarity often feels calm and not dramatic. All right, so when this person comes in, the energy has to feel calm. If it's not calm, like your body tells you everything. If somebody coming in on some crazy ass energy, you already know it's a no. All right, but this person is in calm energy. All right, this person may be not having a calm person. All right, ain't a real antsy. All right, this person, I feel like I saw somebody beside me. That was crazy as hell. All right, this person could be seeing you. Protect your energy. Not every space deserves your access. All right, so this emperor is learning that the people that they were around, they should have not been around. Like, these people didn't even deserve their access when they found out what type of people they really were. All right, and this was making this masculine look horrible, and this is also was helping this person delay decisions. All right, but now this person is coming in peace. All right, I'm getting a feeling like this person really don't trust shit but you. All right, have truth. This person could have came in with the half truth, or could have been coming in with the half truth. All right, I'm not telling you everything, but if you're a seer, you see it anyways. All right, or you're gonna feel it, because discernment is a gift. All right, discernment is a gift. Your abilities to sense the truth is sacred, so people can't come towards you telling you half-ass truths. All right, if something is being revealed in pieces and not fully, and you knew that, and this is why you walk the fuck away. Emotional fog. Feel first and decide later. Feel first and decide later. All right. Actions don't match words. Believe patterns and promises. All right. I believe patterns, not promises. All right. So this person's patterns were matching up with their motherfucking words. All right. Their patterns weren't matching up with their words. All right. Green light, solid foundation. This has structure to hold the weight. All right. So this person's coming back in, like I said, to balance something out. Bless you. This person's coming in to balance something out. All right. Smoke and mirrors. This situation was built on distraction. All right. So when you could have knew this person, it could have been a whole bunch of distraction, but you were steady building. But it was a lot of distraction around. This could have been distraction from family, friends, just anything. Hey, my boo. My name is Ari. Thank you. Walked away. Not all choices are meant to be fixed. All right. So you walked away. You weren't trying to fix shit. All right. You had things that you had to work on in your own life, and you knew this, and this is why you walked away. All right. Boundary test. Something is seeing how far they can go with you. All right. You got a lot of people testing your patience at this time. All right. This person tried to test your patience as well. You don't play that shit. All right, not safe. Your spirit is asking you not to proceed. All right, so your spirit, when your spirit was telling you to move around, you was doing just that. All right. Pause before action. Not every feeling needs an immediate response. All right, so not every feeling needs an immediate response. Projection. Be careful not to place your hope where there is no evidence. All right, and that's what the fuck we was doing in the past. You was placing your trust and your whole life into somebody who basically didn't trust themselves type shit. All right, overthinking. Too much analyzing can drown down your intuition. All right, so this person is done being in that just overthinking and shit. All right, this person, I'm hearing a door is opening. This person is going for it, is what I heard. Somebody could be drinking now. Somebody could be drinking. Let's see. I'm gonna use these first. No. Let's see. We're gonna use this Chinese divination. All right, if you are wanting a reading, please let me know. All right, on the spot reads are $10, which are general reads. They're $10 right now if you are wanting one. All right, gentle wind, sudden influence. All right, what's going on, love? And if you are wanting I got unlimited reads going for, if you want unlimited reads for a month. Unlimited reads for 2 months. All right, it's only a few people on here. If you want unlimited reads for 2 months, all right, $40. $40 for unlimited reads for 2 months. Y'all know I stay coming with the late night specials. All right, so $40 for 2 months of unlimited reads. All right, whether I'm online or not. All right, if you already have unlimited, can't add that to your unlimited. All right. If you are wanting unlimited reads for a week, all right, those are $25. All right, great power, strength, and rising. Gentle wind, subtle influence. All right, so it's some sort of influence this person is getting. It's like, I feel like this is this one's ancestors. All right, great rising. All right, I feel like this person has awakened to the bullshit. All right, awakened to the bullshit. Somebody has awakened to the bullshit. All right, the family. Somebody has awakened to the bullshit when it comes to their family. All right, so this Emperor, this person's family could have been in the way. This person's family could have been a distraction. All right, influence, attraction. This person is definitely attracted to you, all right? But this person was being influenced to do other bullshit. All right, right now, if you are interested, unlimited reads for 2 months. All right, unlimited reads for 2 months for $40. All right, I'm only taking 2 people. All right, unlimited reads for 2 months. All right, $40. All right, great possession and abundance. All right, so it's like somebody was trying to keep this masculine back for their finances. All right. They knew that this masculine was wealthy. All right, cutting through obstacles. This person's obstacles was they got their family. All right, they had to release shit when it comes to the family. All right, and this person did that. If they coming back, yo the fuck way. All right, a small preponderance, a small action. All right, small actions matter. All right, and then you got a beak, because what the fuck is a beak? All right, something significant about a bird. Abundance, peak, and success. There's a great abundance that's getting ready to happen. All right, you and this masculine finna be very wealthy. All right, nourishing, feeding body and spirit. You could have nourished this masculine. All right, you could have gave this person what this person never had. All right, you could have, you were a big influence in this masculine's life. All right, and that's why his family don't like your ass. This is why they don't like you. I wasn't even meaning for this reading to be this long, but it's so goddamn good. Alright, yeah, these people were blocking a path. Alright, they were blocking a path, but someone is being freed from the bullshit finally. Alright, return. Yeah, this person is returning to you. What's going on, love? Alright, if you guys are interested in unlimited reads for 2 months, unlimited reads for 2 months, $40. Alright, that's usually the price for 3 weeks. Alright, so if you are wanting a unlimited read, whether I'm online or not, I'll give you my email address. Alright, so you can have it. So if I'm not online, you can still reach out to me. I don't care what time it is, because as y'all can see, I'm always the fuck up. Alright, and I'm only doing 2 people for those. Alright, so if you are interested in $40 unlimited reads for 2 months. Alright, return and renewal. Like I said, this person is coming back to balance something out. Alright, renewal and rebirth. Rebirth, peace and harmony, gathering, coming together, transformation. Something is going down, okay, when it comes to this Emperor. You and this Emperor. Hold on, how the hell that card get right there? Alright, let's see. I'll cut it later. Let's see, we're going to use the new love cards. Alright, if you are interested in unlimited reads for 2 months, alright, 2 slots are available for unlimited reads for 2 months. Thank you, love. Unlimited reads for 2 months for $40. Alright, $40 for unlimited reads, unlimited questions. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Unlimited reads and unlimited questions, $40 for 2 months. Yes or no questions are $5.55. Alright. You can ask 2 questions. Alright, let's see. Yes, ma'am. $25 for a week, 7 days. I give you 8 days just because I'm generous. Yes, ma'am. And then you know the full. What is this moon that's coming up? Okay, and then I'll inbox me too, because that way when the new moon comes, I mean the full moon comes, then I'll go ahead and do your reading for you too, because you know that'd be a separate $20, but I'll go ahead and include that one in yours. All right. All right, let's see. The womb chamber, creation, feminine power, and the sacred emotional space. This card represents deep emotional sensitivity, fertility, inner creation, and the ability to birth a new way of loving. Emotional heaviness, fear of receiving or carrying pain in silence. I honor the sacred space where healing and creation begins. All right, you're very welcome, love. Feminine power. All right, you getting ready? Somebody getting ready to birth something, baby. I swear that card hit me. Is all I hear is somebody finna get ready to have a child. All right, somebody's getting ready to birth something new. All right, and then this card says the chosen child. Well, this turned into a pregnancy read now, didn't it? Spiritual difference, uniqueness, and sacred path. You may feel different from your family or drawn towards relationships that challenge old patterns. This card is often marks someone called to do something differently, feeling isolated and misunderstood or rejected for not fitting family expectations. My path is sacred, even when it is different. These some bomb ass cards, y'all. I just made these cards. All right, and I didn't know they was gonna be this deep. All right, Your path is sacred, but there's a child getting ready to be born. All right, the womb chamber and the chosen child. All right, so somebody's getting ready to give birth to a chosen child. Let's see. Well, these are perfect cards for this message. All right, this is the House of Hearts. Oh, hold on. This was the House of Bloodlines. This was the House of Bloodlines. All right, that's two bloodline cards. Somebody's definitely getting ready to. I love these cards. Somebody's getting ready to extend their bloodline, to build their legacy, family, ancestry, general patterns, legacy, and healing. All right, so you and this person are coming together. This is a healing situation. All right, the separation. You and this person could have been in separation, distance, pause, heartbreak, or sacred ending. All right, a connection may be in a period of emotional or physical distance. This card can also confirm a breakup, a pause, or a disconnection. Holding on to what has already shifted can keep you stuck in pain. I trust endings that protect my peace. All right, so you could have ended something with this person to protect your peace, to protect your heart, love, emotion, intimacy, soul connection. This is a soul connection. All right, you could have separated from this person. All right. The temple door, access, readiness, sacred invitation, a new opportunity, deeper connection, or a spiritual beginning is beginning available. All right, this card can also mean someone is being granted access to you. Oh, somebody is being granted access when it comes to you. Giving access to easily open before discernment has been applied. I allow access only to what is aligned and worthy. All right, so there's a door that opened when it comes to this relationship. Like I said, this Emperor is coming back. There is something that happened within this Empress and within this Emperor. All right, that's allowing this person to be able to come back your way. All right, healing had to be done. Healing had to be done. All right, or if this is a new person, but y'all wasn't on that type of level. All right, let's see. The loyal guard, protection, support, and trustworthiness. This card points to that someone who is dependable, protective, and willing to stand beside you. All right, it can also indicate emotional safety, overprotectiveness, possessiveness, or confusing regarding with controlling. I welcome connections that feel safe and steady. All right, so this person is coming in to protect. God damn, these cards is deep. All right, this person is coming in to protect. All right, this person is not playing about you. All right, this is the House of Thrones. It talks about powers, loyalty, betrayal, and standards. All right, in the House of Heart, eternal devotion, loyalty, sacred commitment, and enduring love. This card represents long-term partnership, loyalty, and a connection meant to stand the test of times. You do not stay loyal to what dishonors you. Love must be mutual to be divine. I honor the bond that honors me back. Whew, that shit was deep. Let me get two more cards. Ooh, I feel these cards. All right, let's see. It took me 2 days to do these. And then I saged them real good. Look, I seasoned them. All right, let's see. The family name, identity, reputation, inherited rose. Damn, I totally inherited rose. This card asks how family expectations, image, or legacy affect the way that you love and choose your partner. All right. Loving by inheritance roles pressures you to uphold appearances or fear of disappointment of others. All right. I defend love for myself, not through inherited expectations. All right. So somebody could have been listening to. Somebody could have been listening to a family member of some sort. All right. Somebody wasn't listening to themselves. All right. Somebody was taking the opinions from other people. All right, and placing it in their own situation. Somebody could have been listening to somebody who ain't even got no good ass relationship, because most men do listen to motherfuckers who don't have no relationship of their own. All right, so this could have been an issue. All right, or this person could have been in a relationship. All right, and this person had to leave a relationship to come towards you. All right, and this person was being persuaded to not do so. All right, this person was being persuaded to do what everybody else do in the family, be unhappy and cheat. Okay, this is what this person was guided to do. What the hell is my purple? I'm just gonna use this. All right, this person was guided to basically stay in a relationship and do what the fuck you want to do. All right, because really they wanted to use this masculine for his money. All right, so this masculine, they wanted this person to stay unhappy so they could drain his energy and try and drain his money. All right, this could have been a masculine that was in a relationship as well. All right, and they were using that relationship to drain from this masculine. All right, so this person found out that basically their family name don't hold weight. All right, the legacy starts with this person. All right, the House of Thrones, the throne, your place, your role, your seats of power. This card asks whether you are secure in your role within a connection. It can also show someone trying to reclaim control or position, fighting for a place where you should already be valued. What is meant for me will not require me to beg for my seats. All right. So this person was going along with what family wanted them to do. All right. They weren't going after their own heart and soul, and now they are. Damn, this is one bomb ass read. Now this person is. All right. So let's see what's going on real quick. Let's see what's going on real quick. So this person is definitely coming your way. All right, divine freedom, I heard, is what I. All right, 1 week is significant. This person could be contacting you within the next week. All right, downtown. Downtown, that's the way to find love. Take it round and round. Ooh, you can't stop till you find my love. Downtown came out again. All right, something about downtown and somebody is super fucking mad. All right, you could be getting ready to find out something. Downtown is a courthouse. All right, so somebody could be mad about something. Justice. Well, I be there. Downtown justice. All right, courthouse. Something happened in downtown. Somebody tried to coach somebody into doing something and the shit didn't work. All right, manning up. Somebody is manning up. Change is here. Somebody is manning up. Change is here. 1 week. Somebody could be going through a divorce. All right. White woman is here. The shock of your life. So somebody finna get the shock of their life in a week. All right. Something is going on within a week. All right, North. Somebody has a big surprise for you. All right. Whatever you want, just ask. Whatever you want, girl. You know I can provide whatever you need. Whatever you need, girl. All right. Somebody don't want you to work, child. Somebody say you ain't gotta work. I'm gonna take care of you type of energy. All right. Now this person know damn well you're not gonna let them do that, but at the same time, you know. All right, somebody was doing some shit up under the moon, but this person is still in love with you. All right, as soon as you talk to this person, you're leaving. All right, so you could be getting a contact from somebody, and this I don't know, something's in it. And this is a divine relationship. This is not a regular relationship. All right, so things will not be normal in this relationship. Something has never been normal in this relationship. All right, so but things are moving forward with this person, and somebody's no longer going to be able to stop anything. All right, people are finding out that you are protected by the sun. All right, Mercedes, somebody could have paid something off. Somebody could have bought something, a rental. Somebody could have bought something. Somebody learned the truth by listening to you. All right, last night. Somebody could have been listening to you last night. Something about a loft paid off. Somebody paid something off. Somebody paying some shit off. All right, so somebody's buying something. Somebody coming towards you buying something. Or somebody bought something coming towards you. Land is here. Well, damn. Somebody could have bought you a house. Because the car and land keep coming out. Loft. Somebody bought you something. North. No effort. You don't have to do anything. Somebody finna get ready to sweep you off your feet. Somebody phone tap. Nephew. Somebody getting caught up in some shit. Somebody phone was tapped. Paperwork is here. Somebody got caught up with some paperwork. Ooh, in the woods. All right, somebody could have did something in the woods up north. All right, somebody was on the drugs. No proof is needed because somebody recorded something. Somebody is getting help until a big bag comes. Denny's could be significant. Divine intervention. There's some sort of divine intervention happening. All right, a brother or a brother-in-law or uncle. All right, one of their phones could be tapped. All right, there will be so much abundance, Orlando. You're waking up to good news. There's some sort of good news. What's going on? There's some sort of good news coming towards you. All right, Autobots roll out, baby. All right, something is getting ready to happen fast. It's going to be some sort of fast motion. Fast motion. All right. Fast motion. All right, the list is open. If anybody wants a read, I want to be done in like 2 minutes. All right. Don't move. It's all coming to you. It's all coming to you. You ain't got to do shit. No effort. God is getting ready to show you what your next move is, baby. You getting ready to go shopping. All right. I'm hearing that song, Cater to You. All right, Crystal, I got you next. I ain't know if you wanted it on here or not. I got you. All right. Watching. This person could be watching you. All right. Somebody could want to take you out on a date. P.I. Uptown. Somebody watching your ass. High school, the beach. It's significant. You got people from school watching you. Somebody got a fucking warrant. Because they tried to unalive you. Their ass getting caught the fuck up. A young real estate agent is significant. Taking control and broken. All right. Sagittarius is here. All right. And jar magic. And jar magic. Somebody wanted to keep you stuck. Somebody wanted to keep you stuck and ill. Oh, damn. All right. Passed on baby father is significant. All right. Arguing about you. You got a lot of people arguing about you. All right. You got a lot of people in their goddamn feelings right now. All right. The church came against you. All right. This masculine folks could have been church going, conniving ass motherfuckers. All right. These people are watching you on live. All right. Your first plan is happening. So whatever your plan is with this masculine that you had, all right, it's happening. All right, got grandmother here. Taco Bell could be significant. That old dirty bitch could eat Taco Bell. All right, Huddle House is here. Something about fast food. Somebody could be a deliverer. All right, these people are having legal shit going on right now. Somebody found out that a child wasn't theirs. All right, somebody know they can't harm you. And leaving before something has to be paid. All right, so this could be rent or some shit. Somebody could be moving. All right, car accident. Baby, somebody is sponsoring your life. Inheritance. This is part of your inheritance. All right. Somebody coming in being romantic. All right, leaving the East Coast 2 weeks. So we got 1 week and 2 weeks. Something is transpiring within the next 2 weeks. I don't, does anybody know when the new moon is? There's an offer coming in by the new moon. All right, from a father figure. All right, somebody knows that you are made with magic. All right, sees things your way. Something happened with the next 3 days for a divine feminine. Well, I be dang. All right, somebody crying over you every fucking body because they fucked over you, fumbled you, and all types of shit. And everything that is yours is coming back to you. All right, is there anybody on YouTube that needs a reading? All right, before I cut it. All right, if you are interested in unlimited reads for 2 months, all right, I got 2 slots for 2 months. All right, $40 if you are interested. $40 for 2 months. All right, so I am ending the live over here on YouTube. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. All right, Mermaid Ariel, Ariel, 1983, Mermaid Ariel, 1983 at gmail.com. See you later.